for coming today. We have a packed agenda for you, but I'm sure you're going to love hearing more about our latest safety products that we're launching for the first time in Europe, Middle East, and Africa.
Hi everyone, or if I may, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sachin Kansal, and I'm on the safety product team, and I'm based in headquarters in San Francisco. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys in Dubai. This is my first time in Dubai. Before this, I've either seen Dubai at the airport whenever I fly Emirates, or I've seen Dubai in Bollywood movies. Bollywood, for some reason, is fascinated by Dubai. And ever since I've been here, since yesterday, I can see the reason. It's great to see this place. It's great to see the vibrancy. It's great to see the people, the development. And it's also very humbling to see how the city has embraced Uber as a core part of its fabric. And not just Dubai, but all the cities and all the countries that are represented in this room today. This is very humbling for us. And it is very motivating. And it makes us do a better job and makes us offer a better service. I'm going to talk about some of the products that we are launching, and then later on, I'm going to show you those products working on a phone so you know that we are ready to launch them. But before we do that, it's important to take a step back. We have hundreds of people at Uber who think about safety every single day. And we have shipped several safety products over the years. And it's important to remind ourselves about some of the fundamentals that Uber has brought to this market. For example, every single trip is GPS tracked. You know where the driver is. You know where the pickup spot is. You have peace of mind. This did not happen before. You know details about the driver. You know the driver's name, his or her face. You know about their vehicle, make and model, license plate number. You know their rating. You know how many trips they have done. So when you get into that car, you can be confident. This did not happen before. We have a two-way rating system, which maintains accountability on both sides. This did not happen before either. And of late, we have released several new products. For example, from time to time, we ask our drivers to take a selfie, as you can see here. And we match it with their profile photo using advanced facial recognition technology. So we know that the person who's driving is the person who's supposed to be driving. This did not happen before either. And I showed you a collage of all the other products that we have launched. So I'm very pleased to be announcing a safety toolkit for our rider app, where we're putting safety literally on the map in our rider application. You touch it and you get multiple features. Safety Center, which provides you education about what Uber is doing for your safety and what you can do to keep yourself safe. A way to add trusted contacts and share your trip, and a way to get emergency assistance. Let's walk through each of them one by one. Safety Center. We found out after we talked to our users that they are not aware of what we are doing for their safety. And they are really not aware of the simple things that they can do to keep themselves safe on the road. So we decided that at the touch of a button, they need to get some educational material. So we created the Safety Center, and we added a bunch of content related to how should they make sure they're getting in the right car, or what do we do with the ratings that they submit. And this information is all very dynamic. It varies from country to country. We can change it at the back end whenever we want. This is very useful and available at one tap. Trusted contacts. So we have had a feature, which some of you may have used, which allows the riders to share their location with a loved one. The feature is a little manual to use. So every single time you want to use that, you have to go to your contact book, you have to pick a contact, and you have to share your location. As we analyzed that feature, we realized that people are actually sharing their location with the same contacts over and over again. And that's because all of us have a close network of trusted contacts. So we wanted to make it very easy for our users to add those trusted contacts. As you can see on the screen, you get some education, you go to your contacts, you pick the people you want, and you can decide, do I want to share all my trips, or do I only want to share night trips? And once your trusted contacts are added, then every single time you get in an Uber, all you have to do is to touch one button and your location is automatically shared. It's very simple and available all the time for our riders. Let's talk about emergency button. Our users told us that if we ever need emergency help, it needs to be available immediately because it's an emergency. So we put it right there in the safety toolkit. I touch the button, I get, because we are in Dubai, it says 999 assistance, so you don't need to know the number. A lot of our users are traveling internationally all the time. When I landed here yesterday in Dubai, I did not know that the emergency number is 999. I'm used to 911 in the US. And as our users travel around the world, they don't need to know that. They just tap the button and we figure it out for them. And even more importantly, as you tap on that, you see a lot of information. Vehicle information, the driver's name, license plate, and most importantly, your exact GPS location. As we were designing this feature, we talked to a lot of emergency professionals. These are people who are picking up the phone if you call the police or if you call the ambulance. And we asked them, what are the big problems in this space? And they said, the most important piece of information is exact location. All right, so for our riders, we have the safety toolkit, safety center, trusted contacts, and emergency assistance. We are happy with what we have done for our riders. And we're going to be launching this very soon. It's already in the process of rollout. But what about our drivers and couriers? A lot of us drive for Uber. I'm an Uber driver, as you can see there. And a lot of my colleagues are Uber drivers as well. We have all signed up. And you can see that Tara has also driven from time to time. And you can see our driver profiles. And there's a friendly competition going on who has the best rating. And you can see that I have a perfect 5.0 rating, which I'm very, very proud of. And I've done about 105 trips. First, we are bringing the safety toolkit for our drivers as well as part of our brand new driver application. They have access to be able to share their trip as well as get emergency assistance. Even though these are similar features to what I talked about on the rider side, you have to design them very differently. A rider is generally sitting in the back of the car. All of you are sitting in the back of the car. You have two hands available. You can type on your phone. A driver, on the other hand, has his or her hands on the steering wheel and cannot be distracted. So we have to make sure that the product is designed appropriately to the user. So let's look at each of these one by one. There's a safety sheet on the bottom left. That's the safety toolkit. Let's take a look at how you share your trip and also look at when you share your trip, what happens at the other end. So for the driver, they can easily just hit start. They can share their trip. They get a check mark, which is a confirmation that the trip has been shared. And on the recipient side, let's say it's the driver's wife who just got this message. She can tap on the message, which takes her to the messaging app, tap on a link, which will bring her to the browser and shows the exact location of the driver at that time. Emergency assistance, similar to the rider side. You go to the safety toolkit, you go to 999 assistance or whatever the number may be in a specific country, and similarly they will see the exact location which they can provide to the call taker so they can be found more easily. So the safety toolkit is great, but we have to go beyond that. We are taking specific steps to improve road safety. First, we are introducing speed alerts. In the app, the driver will always see the speed limit of the exact road segment that they are on. And if they get a little too excited and they're going fast and they go above a certain threshold, they're going to see a warning, us telling them that you're going too fast. And when they slow down, you will see that the alert will go away. But safety on the road is not just about speeding. It's also about fatigue. We know that driving for a long number of hours can cause fatigue and drowsiness. So we wanted to give our drivers a simple way to be able to track how many hours they have driven. And you can see how they go and see that. We asked them to go offline for 6 hours if they have driven for 12. And they can see how many hours they have left at the very top of the screen. And if they have gone through the maximum, then you just let them know that you have driven and now you need to take a break of 6 hours. All right, so we've talked about rider toolkit. We have talked about driver safety, including speed limit alerts and driving hours. But safety is not just about speed limits and seatbelts. It's also very important to make sure that we are preserving the privacy of our users. And we are keeping their information private when we can. That's a very important part of safety. But what if we can introduce a completely different third number in the middle so that the riders and the drivers' private information is completely hidden? So today we are very happy to announce that we are introducing phone anonymization. So if you receive a call or you make a call, your information stays private. Let's see what it looks like on the screen. This is the driver's screen. The driver is trying to make a call. They are calling a number which ends in 3306. They can see that on the dialing screen as well. But when you go to the rider phone and you look at what their actual phone number is, it ends in 3630, which is completely different than the number that the driver is calling. So the rider's information is not available to the driver. Similarly, the driver's phone number is not available to the rider. This is going to be available in the next few weeks. We have already started the rollout in UAE, in Saudi Arabia, in Pakistan, and in Egypt. We are really happy to be bringing this functionality to our users, to all of you. And I'll actually show you this feature working on the phone when we talk in a smaller group.